Hey guys, I'm Rob. This is Little Man Cave on the Prairie, and today we are, as promised, going to get at the budget $300 four-door tracker. We have a couple things to do to her, and we are going to do it very, very cheaply. Every little trick I know of, we are going to do. As you can see, this is a $300 tracker for a reason, and I am not going to spend a pile of money on something that isn't, worth saving. But the nice thing is that it's only the body. The body is garbage. The drivetrain and the interior is great, but the body is just shot. Like, obviously this is all caved in and stuff like that. It's smashed where they hit something. This was something my buddy Mark mentioned to me. He saw it for a certain price, and I got them down to $300, and if I went and picked it up that night type thing. So, I figure sink a little bit of money into it. It's not going to be a crawler or anything like that. It's just going to be just a cheap little 4x4 for the kids to bang around this winter. Come out with me in that one. And yeah, so today we are going to slap on some 31's. Now, we do have a lift for it. I should do the lift first, but right now I need to get it just kind of going and rolling. I am going to cut out the fenders much as I can on a four-door, which if you see here, like your door comes down and you don't have much that you can cut out along this line. Whereas on a two-door, you can really fill your plate and cut out as much as you want, which I did on this. So we're going to get the 31's on and get it drivable. The 31's are going to float a hell of a lot better than these little 205s in the snow. And we do have other things for it that I'll be doing. This is just going to be an ongoing thing throughout the winter, bringing out videos to you guys as what we do as we do them. But for right now, we're just going to slap on some 31's. But 31's will not just slap on. You can't just pull off these tires and put on those tires. You have to remove certain plastics of the inner fender and stuff like that, so to make them actually fit. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, so you're probably wondering, well, why would I just change tires if I already have the lift? Well, I need to get this thing going, like on the road. And right now, these tires that are on here are completely cracked. Like, I don't trust them on the highway. So I'm going to get them off, get the 31's on, and then I'll do the lift some other time. Okay, get those off. Okay, now this inner plastic wheel well is gonna have to come out. Pretty much seems like it just wants to fall out anyways. There's not much holding it on. Probably should have cleaned this a little bit before I got at it. Okay. So as you can see, there's literally nothing left of underneath there. I'm gonna have to figure that out. And this needs to come out, which it did quite easily. These are so bad, I'm really just using pliers to take them out. And if I just crush on them, they just pop off. So inner fender comes out right on. So now I can yep, should have washed this first. Okay, so now I've got to push this part back. So you can see here, we're gonna have to, we might have to cut some of this out, and then we're gonna have to take some sort of a mallet or a hammer, and we're gonna push this back just by tapping it back and forth, and push this back so that there's more room for the tire to fit. All right, let's get at it. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut an angle off here, and then I'll fold that over and start tapping away. And then I still gotta get something figured out with this too. There. Perfect. Okay. Now I will start beating that over. And we're just going slow. Like we're just gonna slowly pound this over. Kind of fold that seam. Okay, now we can slap on our 31. Now, in the idea that the build is going to be a very, very cheap build, these are secondhand tires. And the rims were, I believe, they are 8-inch rims, and they were secondhand as well. I paid 200 Canadian for the rims. I paid $200 for two full sets of these. So, you know, that's pretty cheap, keeping it cheap. There's more than enough tread on here just to get around, get things done, go out for a quick wheel. You know, these will last me all winter, I'm sure. Maybe even longer, but I'd probably replace them. So real time, you guys see this is all edited and everything like that. Real time, this is probably going to take you about, finding tools and getting them all out here. Getting it jacked up, taking off the tire, cutting the thing, all that in together. You're probably looking at about a 2-3 hour job just to slap on some 31s. I have an impact, just a little electric, but it does the job if it's plugged in. And yeah, doesn't take very long. Torque them afterwards. All right, same thing to the other side. Let's go. Okay, now with both fronts done, we can drop her down. Get that out, and we can start doing the back. But that's the way it'll sit. Awesome. Okay, for the back, we're just gonna jack it up. The back is actually really easy because really all you have to do is change the tires. That's it. And that's all you have to do. Really, they just kind of fit on. So that's the easier part of doing this. A lot of these lugs are really rusty, and so I think maybe in time I'll replace the studs. Now, a lot of people don't like these electric impacts. I bought this when I first started this channel. So that's what, 4 or 5 years ago. And I use it all the time and it still works great. I've left it out in the snow. I've little Mastercraft, nothing special, but I've left this out in the snow. I've left it out in the rain. Kids misplace it all the time and this thing still works. You know, it's got the cord is kind of needs to be taped up there, but it still works. So that's, you know, that's good. So there you have it. That is that. Now, like, you're probably sitting there saying, well, gee, Rob, you know, that doesn't look like it fits too well. The other thing that we're going to have to do is take off the plastic bumpers. For where we live, and we get a lot of snow and stuff like that, and our snow is very, very hard snow. And when I say hard snow, I mean like it packs in. The wind just blows it in and compresses it and compresses it. Like you can park, you know, a truck or one of these trackers on a snowdrift and, you know, you're barely leaving a mark on it, and then all of a sudden you'll fall through. And, you know, that's the kind of the game around here. But when you push into a hard snowdrift, and then you have to back out or something like that, either which way, these things are coming off. You know, they're barely held on anyways. You can see that one moves around, so it's all rusted out. Like I said, the body's shot on this thing. But, you know, we'll do with it what we can. We'll do what we can with a $300 rig, right? It runs and drives great. You know, interior's nice, but the body, like I said, is just shot. So we're also going to take off those plastic bumpers. Well, there you have it. It's that's how it looks when it's just sitting there. Looks better, I find. You know, actually has a little bit of stance to the wheels, a little bit of poke there. The thing I like about doing this is that tires is the only way that you can get clearance of your diffs, right? So now my diffs aren't going to be down in the snow and blah, 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 blah. So that's just, you know, quick 31's and go from there, I guess. You can see over here, the front is definitely going to rub if I go into turning mode. And so that's one of the reasons why I got to take off those plastic bumpers. But there is a metal bumper that is right behind it, and just a stock bumper, but it'll do fine. I did that with the other first gen before I put a bumper on it. So let's get at that. So the nice thing about these, I just kind of give it a tug. Everything's so rusted on these old ones that there's not a lot holding them on anyways. It was jiggling around, it was flapping in the wind while you're driving before. So I kind of just gave it a tug and everything kind of came out. So I figure if I just Yeah, exactly. Garbage. Done. Now for the back. Okay, and at the back, it doesn't seem like there's a lot holding it on. Like I said, you know, that's just wobbling around. That side's even worse, dropping everything out. So let's see if we can just force it off. No, this one looks like it's held on a little better than the last one. So try something else. A couple connectors on the bottom there. Look like they're holding up pretty good. So we will try them first. And like I said, the head's snapped right off, which is fine. That one came out fine. Ugh. Now there is a couple in here. One. And that one's stripped. That's all right. Let's see if we can bang it off now. Actually, we got a 10 mil here that we can try to get that off and save the metal. Okay, I think I got them all. I got one left here. Let's see if we can. Yeah, that's off. Seems to be off in most of the places. Oh, there you go. It actually fell off camera. I wasn't gonna mess with it. You can see here that I have got, look like they backed into something. So not sure what I'll do with that, but you know, gives a little bit of tire poke. We're definitely not done with it. So, you know, but for now that works. We do need to drive it and stuff like that, get out to the trail, down the trail, whatever. We've got to cut some pieces still. I think that's what I'll be doing next, is a little bit of body work, getting them fitting even better. And so yeah, I think next time we'll be doing trim. So if you guys like what you're watching and you want to see the rest of the budget build, like I said, this is going to be as cheap as I possibly can with the body. In time, I'm just going to replace the body. I might be able to save a door, or maybe they'll work for half doors or whatever, but for now, it is what it is. But if you guys like what you're seeing, subscribe, like, all that jazz, and we will catch you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.